Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the 15th annual Hy-Vee Shootout, live from Avila University right here on Metro Sports. Welcome to the 7 p.m. Thursday game, where the St. James Academy Thunder take on the William Chrisman Bears. Good evening, everyone. I am Chris Goff, along with my color man for the evening, the pride of Caldwell, Kansas, former Caldwell High School Blue Jay, Mick Schaefer.
That's right. Mick Schaefer is my name.
Welcome to our broadcast here at Avila University, 15th annual Hy-Vee Shootout. St. James Academy, just a very young school, taking on an old school William Chrisman, but William Chrisman lost a lot last year. Yeah,
they did lose a lot last year, but we're looking forward to this matchup because on one side you have a D1 prospect on one team, on the other side you have a basketball team basically on bonsai, okay?
Sponsor.
It is a sponsor, and it is William Chrisman. The way they play hoops is just entertaining to watch, no matter how good or bad they are in a season. 0-4 this season, but it's an entertaining style of basketball. They chuck it up, they run and gun, they press full court. It's exciting to watch, and like I said, on the other side, you have a player in McCullough for St. James that could be going to some big-time schools here in the near future, although he's just a sophomore.
And some big-time schools in the house tonight. We'll get to that in a little while, but here are your starting lineups. St. James Thunder, Mike Huppe, Frankie Zitnick, River Scott, Jim Jetto, and the big man, sophomore, 6'6", Clint McCullough. For the Bears, Josh Yakovitz, Juan Vidal, Adam Woods, Kyle Reed, and Devin Spencer. Brought to you by Choco No-Go. Our starting lineups for the 7 p.m. Thursday game, live at the Hy-Vee Shootout. There is Coach Huppe, Mick, great guy, great humor. You and him going back and forth earlier, so let's go to his keys to the game. He talked to us about those earlier today.
Well, those keys would be to control the transition game of William Chrisman. That's going to be a key each and every time an opponent takes on the Bears. And run smart. What he means right there is don't be afraid to get in transition, to run and, you know, chuck up shots yourself, but at the same time, do it wisely. Don't get out of control. Don't get too sped up.
And the head coach for the William Chrisman Bears, head coach John Vickers, his keys to the game, he had 4 of those.
Yeah, that's actually Bill Adams, one of the assistant coaches for William Chrisman. And his keys were to attack, 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 and that is basically the mantra for this William Chrisman team. And also get into St. James' bench. William Chrisman will play 13 players. They'll play everybody in a game. It's the style of play. They'll substitute 5 at a time. Is certainly puts pressure on the other team, and that is a key every time for John Vickers. There he is, these William Chrisman Bears.
Well, both of these schools winning 19 games last year. William Chrisman 19-10. St. James Academy Thunder 19-4 in their 5th year of existence last year. This year, a little different. William Chrisman starting the year 0-4. St. James Academy sitting at 1-2, but St. James, 2 big losses to some pretty good teams. At least the Ottawa lost 62-60. Great team in Kansas.
Yeah, number 2 team in the state is Ottawa. And for William Chrisman, the discrepancy, you're going to look at 9 seniors lost from last year's team. 2 of those seniors are playing at Illinois State right now, and Justin Clark and John Eakey.
The Thunder's big man, Clint McCullough, getting some big-time looks, only in 10th grade. But tonight in the house here at Avila University, I'm hearing Vanderbilt and Kansas State will be here, among others.
Of course, very athletically rich McCullough family.
They have been around forever.
Yeah, Carolyn played at Kansas State. Older brothers Kirk and Keith played college basketball. And of course, the younger one, always the best, Chris.
You always hear that. The younger brother's always the best.
The youngest is always the best. He's in 8th grade right now. He'll be attending St. James next year. And folks over there say, look out when there's 2 McCullough boys on the court for St. James.
McCullough gets the tip. Here come the Thunder. River Scott controlling the ball. That's Frankie Zitnick. Inside to McCullough, and he makes it look easy.
Well, when you're going to be wide open the backdoor pass, it's going to be easy. And the D1 recruit, you might want to keep an eye on. A little too easy of a look for him there.
Let's check out the run and gun style of this Chrisman Bears. They get a foul down low. Fouled was Devin Spencer. This William Chrisman team, we've seen them for years. Now, granted, as you said, they lost 2 D1 players last year, both at Illinois State, but this team runs the floor, throws it up like crazy, scores a lot of points, but also gives up a lot of points.
Well, it's the 5th year of William Chrisman running what they call the system. It was perfected in Iowa at Grinnell College, a Division III school, and 5 years ago, John Vickers and his wife were watching a basketball game on TV on ESPN2, and it just happened to be Grinnell. And they both remarked on how entertaining the brand of basketball was, and they thought, you know what, we don't have a whole lot of height coming back, not the most talented of teams. This is the way where we could say the most competitive win the most games, and it's turned into a system he's kept there.
Here comes the Thunder again. McCullough taking it all the way to the hoop. Again, the finger roll, making it look very simple.
See why coaches like him so much. 6'6", put the ball on the floor, runs the floor well, can finish as well.
Devin Spencer taking the long jumper. He's taken both the shots so far for Chrisman. Rebound Chrisman. Adam Woods puts up the shot, and that drains. Come to Thunder again. McCullough with the ball. No shot there. Over to the wing. Long three-pointer by Mike Huppe. Doesn't go down, but Frankie Zitnik there with the rebound and putback.
See a St. James team not afraid to run, not afraid to play that brand of basketball, but as Mark Huppe said, just do it wisely. Don't get out of control with it.
Long shot by Josh Yakovitz. Yakovitz gets the steal, puts it up. He travels, so back to Thunder, but let's go find Dave Stewart. He's somewhere in the house. Where are you, Dave?
Chris, I'm behind John DeRue over here near the scorer's table, and Mick was talking about it's not controlled chaos, it's just chaos. William Chrisman is subbed 5 for 5, and he talked about the trip to Grinnell College to watch the team up there play, and the game that he took the players up there, Coach Vickers, it was a 146-125 Grinnell victory. And here are the byproducts of the system. Happier players, less stress, more fans, recognition, more fun, less emphasis on just winning. Right now they are just down by 4.
Thank you, Dave. As Dave said, 6-2 St. James right now. St. James gets the rebound, bringing it back up.
And when you talk to Coach Vickers and Coach Adams about the system, they'll say the biggest byproduct has been the number of kids that have come out, the interest in the program. They have record numbers of seniors come out each and every year. This year, 12 seniors come out. Wow. It's unheard of. And a lot of them have to play JV or limited roles on the varsity, and by then you usually see in most big programs seniors not going out if they realize they're not going to play, but they just like the style. They don't mind if their PT is limited or if it comes, you know, on the junior varsity. They just want to play this way.
Well, it's definitely fun to watch, fun to cover when they're scoring so many points and taking so many shots. Makes it a fun offensive game to watch. McCullough at the line, he drains 1 of 2. 5-point lead for the Thunder.
Clint McCullough averaging 23 points a game, had a school record 32 points per game earlier this week.
That was Carter Martin getting the score, the 5'10 sophomore. Foul called on Carter Martin on the inbound pass. Shaken up. Carter Martin, one of 4 sophomores on this Bears team.
See what happened here as we take another look.
Take a look, bumped heads right between the eyes.
Just the long, slow fall doesn't help things easier either.
Equilibrium a little off balance after taking a shot on the forehead, on the brow. Well, we're going to take a break. We'll come back for the rest of the first quarter here, watching the Hy-Vee Shootout on Metro Sports. Welcome back to the Hy-Vee Shootout. First quarter action. Had to take a break because Carter Martin taking a shot on the inbounds pass, headbutt by a Thunder player. So he has been taken to the trainer's room. He is off the court right now. We'll see if he returns for the Bears.
As we saw as they helped him up, the blood started to run out of the nose. And that's about the fourth basket I think McCullough's gotten right about that same spot on the floor.
When McCullough working it in the paint. Here come the Bears again. Jordan Warner over to Zach Dyer. That's a three-pointer. 6'1" senior draining that. Makes it a two-point game.
That's what they do. Everybody on the floor at all times for William Chrisman can shoot, and that was a travel.
Jim Jetto way ahead of the defense, but the travel takes it off the board. That was a very, you got to see Carter Martin with a nosebleed after that head-to-head collision, but it was very delayed nosebleed. I believe it took at least 2 minutes to develop.
Well, it took gravity to develop, is what happened there, Chris. Once he set up.
That's what happens when your head goes up. Okay.
then it all fell out.
Thank you, Mr.
Dr.
Newton.
Schaefer. All right.
Here come the Thunder. Sam Keith can't get it to go, but Mike Huppe does.
The endless train of Huppies at St. Thomas Aquinas and St. James continues to chug along.
Josh Yakovitz puts up the shot, no good. Here comes Huppe. Is he going to take it all the way? Yes, he does. Banks it, and it is good.
And that right there is what Mark Huppe is talking about, being in control, running smart. You saw Mike Huppe maybe had a guy up ahead of him. Would have been a difficult pass. He instead chose to keep it himself. Jump stop, off glass, good, smart play, aggressive as well.
Here come the Bears. Josh Yakovitz from the corner, a little too long. And the Thunder running Huppe again. And you know, it doesn't matter if you miss because you got McCullough behind you.
Well, you can tell that St. James is obviously prepared for this style of offense. They not only have one, but two guys letting loose each time a shot goes up for William Chrisman.
Long shot by Michael Hobbs doesn't go. Huppe again out in front of everyone. And the easy layup makes it a 10-point game for the Thunder.
I mean, they're sending three guys to rebound and releasing two down court. And so far, William Chrisman has yet to counter that.
Defensive battles prior to this game, but this game looks like the points might be high, and that's no shock to anyone. Let's go over to Dave Stewart. He's over there watching the game courtside, not ringside, courtside.
Close to the St. James Academy bench, and you guys talked about a couple of storylines, family ties. In the McCullough family, we'll talk a little bit more about the great basketball lineage there. In addition to the Huppes, of course, we're watching the senior son, Mike. His father is the head coach here, Mark Huppe. There's Mark Huppe, that's an assistant coach. There's a freshman, that's a Huppe, that's a basketball player. Tommy, 4 boys, 3 girls, and one of the Huppe girls, big news coming later today. It's a secret, or he said he'd have to kill me. We might, by the end of the game, be able to tell that story, Chris.
Well, Dave, we can actually break that news because Coach Huppe said that it did happen about an hour ago. His daughter, Leanne Huppe, getting proposed to at the Plaza 3 restaurant, probably over a big steak, Mick. And she is, congratulations, Leanne Huppe.
Congratulations to her. Yeah, just about a half an hour before this game started, Leanne Huppe proposed to, and I asked him, did the guy come and seek out Mark and talk to him? He said he did so. Very good guy. Came to him the day beforehand.
Like to see the old school traditions continuing.
We just stole a live hit from Dave, though, by the way. He had that planned for the fourth quarter.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Dave Stewart. Turnover by the Thunder. Still a 10-point game.
It's one of those boring half-court sets there we had to see in this game. One of only a few so far.
Devin Spencer inbounding at the Yakovitz, bringing up the ball. Finds Spencer again. He goes up, loses control. Here come the Thunder. Brock Borovets trying to get it over half court, finally does. And there's a steal. Spencer, Yakovitz in the corner. Too long, and rebound goes back to the Bears. That's Adam Woods, back to Spencer. Can't get it to fall, getting rebounds all over the place. Finally out of bounds on the Bears.
Well, I mean, you can't knock the Chrisman intensity, their hustle, their resiliency. You just got to get one of these to go one of these times.
And here you have it. Their style, Mick. They're bringing in 5 new guys off the bench to replace it. We've seen this before. We were talking about this the other day at work. Roy Williams used to do this all the time in Kansas in the late 90s.
Well, what they do is they have a certain 5. Maybe it's a ball control 5. Maybe it's a shooter 5. And they'll keep those combinations through the first half most of the time, maybe through the third quarter, and then watch out. He teased us.
He did.
He teased us.
Old school going. It could have jammed it, but no, puts it in, lays it in. More points for McCullough. 12-point game. Here comes Chrisman. 3 if it went, but no. Out of bounds on Chrisman.
And so what Chrisman does is by the time the fourth quarter rolls around, they'll figure out, okay, which guys are hot here, which combinations are working the best, and then they'll mix and match their final few sets or lines of 5 and substitutions into the game and see if they can finish the job.
Zach Dyer trying for the steal, back out of bounds on the Bears, so we try it again. Jim Jetto inbounding the ball. Going deep to Mr. Huppe, and he puts it off the glass and in. 2 more for him, extending the Thunder lead.
Well, considering the average range of shots for St. James this game is about 6 inches.
You're absolutely right.
I would say that Chrisman needs to do a better job defensively of getting back.
Zach Dyer hitting the 3-pointer for the Bears. Bears getting the steal on the other end as well, but no. Thunder getting the steal back. Huppe just in the right place, right time. More points for Huppe. 13-point lead for St. James.
I mean, it has been layup after layup for St. James. And William Chrisman, I mean, they don't mind giving up points. They don't mind. They realize there are going to be a lot of possessions, but they don't want to give up bunnies like this on a regular basis.
Mike Huppe getting a lot. Mike Huppe and McCullough both getting their share of the lay-ins, but Mike Huppe, a 3-year starter, school's all-time leading scorer. Now, granted, the school's only in its 6th year of existence, but Mike Huppe, you see that he beats it down the court to get his points.
Also a soccer player. St. James, quite the soccer school. 2009 state champs. Huppe scored 27 points earlier this season in that game against Ottawa. Working on a sprained ankle right now. As you see his left ankle, the brace on there. Always good. Might as well. In high school, just start getting taped up, kids, on a regular basis. I know it takes a while. I know it stinks. I know you think it affects your vertical. It's not worth it. It's not worth an ankle injury that'll keep you out for 2 weeks and affect you for the rest of the season. Dr. Schaefer strikes again.
Thank you, Mick Jordan. Tape up, kids.
Tape up, kids. That's right. Stay in school and tape up.
Here come the Bears. Inbounding the ball, Juan Vidal gets it into Jordan Warner. Back to Vidal, takes the 3. It's good. Makes it a 10-point deficit for the Bears. Trying to get the steal, and they do. Here come the Bears again. Shot no good by Jordan Warner, but here comes the Thunder, and guess who? Mike Huppe.
Has Huppe entered the left side of the court yet?
I think he does. He's just lightning quick. Another steal by the Thunder. Huppe bringing it up, looking for McCullough. Gets tipped around, back to the Thunder. Huppe for 3. No good. And the Bears pull down the rebound. That's going to be a foul called on Brock Borovitz reaching in.
Well, when your dad's the head coach, you learn a lot of things. You learn how to play defense. You learn the subtleties of shooting and rebounding. And you also learn how to cherry pick. Makes sense, you know?
Sure.
You're a well-rounded kid or well-coached kid. That's part of it.
I was trying to give him credit by just being lightning quick, but you want to call it cherry pick? That's fine. Here come the Bears, starting 5 back in now for the Bears.
And it probably helps when you have 6 older siblings and playing those family games. It's about the only way you're going to score points some of the time.
6'3" sophomore Devin Spencer with the lay-in for the Bears. Here come the Thunder, lightning quick. Rebound by the Bears. Devin Spencer bringing it up. Gets it over to Josh Yakovitz. Back to Spencer under the basket. Tipped over to Andre Smiley, and he gets the 2 to fall.
like Zitnik got away with a walk there.
Looked like it was a reach-in foul by the Bears, so we're going to get it inbounded here for the Thunder. Chrisman, as you can see, they were down 13, making it, they score quickly, so it doesn't really matter if you're down double digits at any moment. You can start chucking threes and hitting them if you're hot.
I mean, the style of play, I mean, the second half is just, the second quarter is just
Brock
zoomed
Borovets.
by.
And that is the end of the first quarter. St. James with the 8-point lead, 25-17. Come back for second quarter action here. You're watching the Hy-Vee Shootout live from Avila University on Metro Sports.
John's Pizza, Midwest Dairy, and of course your friends at Hy-Vee.
Kids. Was he
really gonna say that?
back at the Hy-Vee Shootout here on Metro Sports? Let's go over to Dave Stewart. He's courtside with a couple friends.
I am with a couple of St. James Academy freshmen. Hi, fellas. How are you?
Good.
Sorry, they're 10th graders, not freshmen. Where's your parents? Your daddy? Is that your dad behind you? Do you think he might be able to take you to Sonic tonight? Yeah, get some ice cream so you get all wired right before bedtime, okay? Because parents really, really like that. Is that a good plan? Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. It's not just good. Good fella.
It was time. That was our Sonic fan of the game. It's not just good, it's Sonic good. Dave, the kids are all grown up now, so he can tell other kids to do things like that the parents won't be happy about.
Santa needs to bring Dave a new set of batteries in that microphone.
I thought it was just very windy right where he was
Right,
standing.
there's a draft over there.
And there is Carter Martin getting patched up. Looks like he has a broken nose there, Mick.
Those sting. Those hurt for a while. You could tell when he was on the ground. He was just stunned.
Wow.
I mean, his eyes were open, but I'm not too sure he knew what he was looking at in front of him. I mean, that was a shot.
Correction, personal foul.
Just trying to play defense on the inbounds. That's what it gets you right there.
Right there, kids.
Being too, you just try to be aggressive.
It's an offensive game. They keep track of points, okay? Not charges taken. That's what wins games. Don't hustle defensively.
And there comes the ice.
You can already see the black eyes.
There you go again.
Forming right there. Oh yeah, there was a top of the noggin shot to the nose and the slow motion fall down, and yeah.
Frankie Zitnik getting the best of Carter Martin's nose. Here comes Devin Spencer off the glass. He scores 2 for the Bears, making a 3-point game. McCullough trying to inbounds, does finally get it in. Here comes Brock Borovets. Thunder getting it back over to Huppe. That was for 3. That's why Huppe leads the school in scoring.
Right, and what you see there is Huppe's made a 4, 5 close-in bunny layup baskets, and it doesn't a lot of times matter where you get your shots from. Even if you hit layups, you feel good about yourself, you feel confidence, and you can take that out to the perimeter.
Devin Spencer taking it to McCullough, back to the basket, but doesn't fall. Trying to go deep for the Thunder. Bears pick it off. Here come the Bears on offense. That's Adam Woods. No good. Andre Smiley rebound. Try it again.
It's like football passes all over the place here. Guys just heaving it back and forth.
Another steal by the Bears.
Like
here we go again.
Toss.
Devin Spencer,
Nice.
the feed from Josh Yakovitz. And we have a 4-point game. Timeout by St. James. Coach Huppe wants to talk about it. He had a 13-point lead, cut to 4.
This is what William Chrisman does. Live on the run, toss up balls like that, get it to your big man. and lay it in and immediately get right back into that press and put the pressure on St. James. And right now for Chrisman, it's working, getting back into this game.
Tonight's sponsors, Choco No Go, of course, facebook.com/Choco No Go. Refuel with chocolate milk. There's Bonsai. I'm drinking the sugar-free. Mick has the raspberry flavored right now.
That's right.
3 different kinds of Bonsai Energy Blast. And of course, our friends over at Hy-Vee sponsoring this each and every year. 15th annual Hy-Vee Shootout. Thank you to all the sponsors to allow us to do this each and every year.
And when you're gonna air a 4-day marathon of high school basketball, you're gonna need the Bonsai, flat out. And you're gonna need the Choco No Go.
You're gonna need the Hy-Vee too, because there's a lot of people up there just, you know, picking off the snacks up there that's supposed to be just for, you know, event coordinators, but, you know, I just see a lot of people just walking in there stealing stuff.
Is that all it's supposed to be for? I got my 6-year-old son here. He had about 9 plates of food earlier.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. He's working hard.
About 30 tacos.
Here come the Thunder. McCullough in the paint, puts it up and in. More points for McCullough.
I mean, again, if you're Chrisman defensively, you got to put an onus on, okay, we know they're going to get shots. We just need to start forcing them out a little bit, you know, pushing them out from 6 inches away from the basket and making it a little more difficult here for St. James.
And here comes St. James again.
Mission accomplished.
Huppe got it to McCullough. Did not fall. Here come the Bears. Nick Richardson bringing it up. That was Zach Dyer for 3. 3-point game. St. James ahead. Here they come. Pressure by the Bears. Down low to Huppe, though, off the glass. 2 more for him.
And now you see why kids love playing this style. Coach Vickers was talking about the game against Schlegel early on the season. A lot of the Schlegel players said afterward, hey, we want to transfer to William Chrisman. Even though Schlegel won, we're like, we want to play there. We want to do that.
Huppe ahead to McCullough. Another lay-in for McCullough. As we said, being recruited by many schools, including Vanderbilt and K-State, both here at Avila tonight.
I mean, this is pickup basketball. The only difference is usually in pickup basketball, you're too lazy to play full court, but this is what you would do if you played pickup basketball and we were in shape. Yes.
Guess who? Mike Huppe, 2 more points.
This is amazing.
Here come the Bears. This is a fun game to watch.
There's very little time for the analyst, for the color guy here, Chris, to interject. So it's a lot more difficult on you. I apologize.
I thought you told me you didn't really prepare that well and you didn't really know what to say. I was trying to help you out.
Appreciate that.
Well, I just dusted off the old rule book from Caldwell. I didn't know if Clay Johnson gave you some pointers.
I would probably listen if Clay Johnson was talking to me about basketball. He might have maybe gleaned a thing or two in the 10 years he played in the NBA and the standout college career he had. Maybe, I don't know.
Here comes McCullough, 3-on-1, gets it to fall.
The best part about this is there have been 9 fouls called the entire half. 9, that's it. Nothing. It's just up and down, up and down.
So many open shots, just transition baskets.
Very few stoppages, aside from the kid bleeding on the court. Nothing else going on.
That was, you know, ironically, yes, that was the first break I've ever seen taken in a while during a quarter at a Metro Sports basketball game. St. James inbounding now. That's Sam Keith. Gets it to McCullough. Up ahead to Frankie Zitnik. Doesn't get it to fall. Rebound, Devin Spencer.
8-0 run here for St. James. As we've seen, Chrisman capable of erasing 8-0 runs pretty quickly, and they just took a chunk out of it.
Andre Smiley with the tray ball, 6-foot senior. And there is a foul on William Chrisman. Turning up the defensive pressure, but a little too much by Antoine Jones.
Chrisman bench as they get set to send in another line, calling for a hook there. Thought River Scott maybe hooked that elbow around the defender. Now we're in the bonus.
Finally in the bonus. 4 minutes left in the first half. And at the line we have River Scott. hits the first. So we continue on. St. James trying to win this and break even 2-2 on the year. Here comes McCullough off the rebound and up and in for them. 11-point lead again by the Thunder.
We'll get stats at half, but by then he might have 20 and Huppe might have 25.
That's true. I don't know who's going to be leading between those two for the Thunder. And is out of bounds on the Bears. Back to the Thunder we go.
Yeah, it was 30-27. Chrisman had closed to within 3, and then immediately St. James answers with this 11-3 run.
Jim Jetto does get it in time. Here comes Jetto bringing up the ball. Down low, that's Steven Lundbach. And just great passing by the Thunder as well, even when they're not in transition.
A lot of these baskets, they're not products of the system, of the frenetic pace of play. They're the results of defensive breakdowns. They're in a half-court set, and just inexcusable to leave a guy wide open there on the block. And easy pass, catch, shot, and play for St. James.
Here come the Bears. Michael Hobbs puts it up, no good. Rebound by McCullough. And foul called on the Bears, so back to the line we go. Clint McCullough, it's hard, looking at him right there, it's hard to say, it's hard to believe he's just a sophomore.
Just a sophomore. We saw a guy last night in Ishmael Wainwright for Raytown South, who was just a freshman, 14 years old, a terrific Raytown South team, one of the top players in his class in the nation. We're seeing him younger and younger, look bigger and stronger on a yearly basis here at the Hy-Vee Shootout.
You know, freshman doesn't sound that young until you say 14.
14, yeah.
Come the Bears, putting up another 3, no good by Zach Dyer. And here come the Thunder. Jim Jetto throws it over to Steven Lundbach. No good, but he is fouled. And I'm not sure if that's going to be 2 or 3 at the line, but he was.
It's going to be 2 at the line. It's kind of a careless foul there by Richardson.
Nick Richardson taking him out of bounds with that foul.
Shot was well off and gone. He just kind of barreled into him, and not the kind of thing you want to do, trying to battle back into a game. And like I said, a lot of these points Chrisman's given up have been careless and have been needless, and points that breakdowns that are very fixable.
Lundbach hits the first of 2. And Lundbach hits them both. Now Chrisman's starting 5 all come back in. And here they go. There's Josh Yakovitz for 3, no good. Rebound Thunder. They're gonna call it a foul, a jump ball, call it a jump ball. Possession does go back to the Thunder, who are now holding on to a 15-point lead.
I mean, this is the score for a lot of these games, 45-30 at the end.
You're absolutely right.
We're a quarter and a half in.
Steal by Andre Smiley, gets it back from Devin Spencer, steps out of bounds, turnover. Here come the Thunder once more.
Yeah, big misperception about the way William Chrisman plays is that it's just chaos out there, and that there are no real roles or no real reason to what they do, and that's couldn't be further from the truth. But right now, though, it looks like Chrisman is maybe a little bit out of control. We talk about the defensive breakdowns. Offensively now, maybe getting a little bit ahead of themselves.
Thunder working it around. Gets back to Huppe now. This is weird, like a set play for the Thunder has been very rare.
No.
Huppe looking inside to McCullough, picked off by Devin Spencer. Here come the Bears. Yakovitz Gets rid of it. Big man Devin Spencer. He's been trying to work down low against McCullough. You got to give it to him. He's trying hard, trying to get some fouls on the big man.
Devin Spencer, also a sophomore, good-looking player, 6'3".
14 foul, 15 foul.
Just the 5th foul by St. James.
Devin Spencer.
Say he was in the act of shooting, though, so that'll send Spencer to the line.
Back in the lineup for the Thunder, number 32, Jim Jennings.
I almost wore that exact same hat today. So glad I didn't now.
You know, Cousin Eddie had one of those when he was
Yes.
unloading his
Yes.
RV. Devin Spencer misses the first, hits the second, cuts it to 14. Just over a couple minutes remaining here. Huppe.
You don't need that hat today, though. It's like 50 degrees in Denver, or in December.
Brad Porter was talking earlier. He was sweating like a horse in here, so he thinks it's hot. So, you know.
Brad works too hard. That's the problem.
Well, some have said that.
We don't have that issue.
Chrisman bringing in all 5 back in after this free throw. Linebach hits the first. So I believe this is the fourth change for the second crew. It's interesting. Are you used to doing that? Just bringing in the entire shift, even if you guys hot, Devin Spencer working it down low, you take him out every time.
Well, no, certainly you factor that in. Okay, if guys hit 4 straight 3-pointers, you probably have the urge to leave them out there. But at the same time, you're asking kids to never take a break out there, to be running full court, man-to-man defense, as well as this up and down pace offensively, and really never taking a break. So you kind of need to factor that in as well. And then, okay, I could leave him out there, but chances are he's going to fall down panting here sooner rather than later. So yeah, you always kind of have to feel it out. But as forecasted, all 13 Bears have played in this game. First and down to 12 after the injury.
Carter Martin taken out very early on. Head-to-head collision. 16-point lead by the Thunder. Here come the Bears one more time. Turnover, Jim Jetto taking it up by the Thunder, getting rid of it to Clint McCullough. Finger roll is good.
Just love the way McCullough runs the floor. I mean, 6'6", but you could tell it's an athletic 6'6", and that he could play a lot of positions on the floor.
Big time defense by the Thunder, taken away, and it's up and in by Brock Borovitz.
Good finish there, too. It's a Thunder team that all night long has had the opportunities and finished. It's one thing to create, it's another thing to finish. There's a term called NBA move, junior high shot. You know, there's a lot of guys that can get the shot. They can get it off, they can get position.
Jim Jetto ahead and gets fouled in the process of shooting, so back to the line for St. James. I don't know, Mick. We may get to the century mark, possibly. First time in 2009 Hy-Vee shootout. Halfway there, Mick.
We're halfway there. This is more than on pace to get to 100. Has it ever happened at the Hy-Vee shootout?
Sure. Back in the day, Marcus Walker and
that's true.
Some of those old.
That's true.
George Good. I'm sure there was a couple 100-pointers back then.
We can get Sean Belton, our resident Hy-Vee shootout historian.
He's also ball guy today. So
that's right.
That's how it works.
Ball boy. Or just ask John DeRue. I bet he could, just rattle it off the top of his head.
Well, it's not the Kansas City Royals, so I don't give that much credit. So it's good for Jim Jetto. A little over a minute left. Here come the Bears.
Chrisman actually scored 85 last year to lead all Hy-Vee shootout teams, and beating Piper by 9 in 2008.
It's the first appearance by St. James in the Hy-Vee shootout. 4th by William Chrisman. Bears inbounding the ball to Josh Yakovitz.
100 points is hard to get to in high school.
I would say
only
so.
32 minutes.
Nice move up and in by Josh Yakovitz. 52 33. Here comes St. James. They're not going to slow down. McCullough getting fouled from behind by Andre Smiley. So back to line we go for St. James. Yeah, the frenetic pace. Now, both these teams with the athleticism they show by running up and down the court. I think Mike Anderson over at Missouri, this is perfect for his style. More points from McCullough.
I just can't wait for halftime to get here so we can see how many McCullough has and how many Huppe has.
You're absolutely right. Here come the Bears again. Another three-point attempt. That was good by Adam Woods. St. James trying to inbound. Almost taking out the reporter for the Kansas City Star. Back to the Bears it goes.
Yeah, that needs to go back to the baseline.
Little discrepancy. And Mick Schaefer's child throwing balls behind us.
Causing trouble.
Fans barreling into us like a bull in a china closet. Foul by St. James, so to the line we go. Devin Spencer for the Bears.
It was really kind of gotten out of hand for Chrisman now. 17-point lead.
Now he's doing shirts.
Yeah.
Dual threat. Yeah, there is a riot.
There's
a riot going on.
In kindergarten, Aiden's your man. Whatever you need, just go to him.
I see that. He's doing that duty because our producer, Tamiko Bullock, isn't doing it. So.
Right, well, she's up guarding the room.
I love room guarder.
Check out that arm.
Yeah, he was throwing him a little too fast earlier, hitting some kids square in the face.
Yeah.
I'm sure I know where he learned that.
Have the hands up, okay? Head on a swivel.
Steal by the Bears, thrown up by Adam Woods. It is good, three-pointer, cutting it to a 13-point game.
Of course, 13 points, different for William Chrisman than it is a lot of teams.
Frankie Zitnik trying to waste time here in the first half. Last shot, Jim Jetto on the wing. Mike Huppe all alone, back to Jetto. Who's going to take it? Brock Borovets drives the lane, misses, no good. So that's going to be a 13-point lead by the Thunder going into half, 53-40. And St. James, of course, led by Clint McCullough and Mike Huppe. We'll be going to halftime in a minute, but first we go to Dave Stewart, who is with Coach Huppe of the Thunder.
Well, I had to have a good burst of speed to catch as you try to head to the sideline. And after the first 3 games, your team was averaging 51 points a game. You have 53 so far. Can you hit 100?
Yeah, you hit it right on the button. If we hit 100, they're probably going to have 104 the way we're guarding them. That's my concern right now. And they are a team of runs, and they believe in their system so much, and they play that system better than us. All right, that's my concern right now. Is we're going to start playing the way Chrisman plays, and we can't do that. All right.
Do you have the endurance to be able to play that way in the second half? Do you have extra bodies you can go to?
I think we've got the endurance, and we've got plenty of kids there. We just need to make better choices with the ball because a lot of our offensive mistakes are creating their transition and their open looks.
Huppe 19 points, McCullough 23 and 11, and we understand Leanne had a diamond ring in her steak soup at Plaza 3 and it didn't tick her off. She apparently liked the guy that gave it to her.
I had not heard all that. I'm happy for my daughter, Leanne. The steak soup, I need some when I get home, though, because we got to get with it. Thank you.
A happy engagement for the Huppe family, and they are enjoying the first half lead. It is 53-40. Thunder on top.
Thank you, Dave Stewart. Congratulations again, Coach Huppe. 53-40, St. James leading William Chrisman. We'll be back second half here at the Hy-Vee Shootout.
Midwest Dairy.
Welcome back to Metro Sports. Back at the Hy-Vee Shootout, 15th annual Hy-Vee Shootout. St. James Academy up 53-40 over William Chrisman, and of course St. James Academy being led by two men, Mike Huppe and Clint McCullough.
They have been men, and it has been a shootout so far. A high-scoring game, 53-40. It's been Huppe and McCullough and Huppe. Early on, though, for Chrisman, we're hitting some threes, and Woods hitting them. The oop there to Spencer. But then, as we mentioned, it was Huppe and McCullough. First two McCullough. And just the high percentage shots. Huppe down the court as well. 23 and 11 for McCullough. 19 points for Huppe, the point guard, and a 13-point St. James lead as we head in here to the second half.
Well, Dave Stewart's somewhere in the crowd. Let's go find him. Dave, where are you?
Right next to the William Chrisman bench, and I had a chance to talk with Coach Vickers right before the start of the second half. And, you know, he said we got to quit creating and inventing new and interesting ways to play defense and pass. In other words, cut out the junk, he said. We want to encourage collisions and rebounding. Can't get beat by two guys. Just not going to let it happen. And I said, do you have a chance to win this game? He said, look, we've been down 37-7 in a game. Of course we have a chance. We just have to play better and not give the basketball away, Chris.
Thank you, Dave. Stewart, check back in with you in a few. St. James inbounding with their 13-point lead. Steal by Devin Spencer. Here come the Bears.
The problem has been for William Chrisman, you know, we talk all the time about guys scoring a lot of points. We call it an extended layup drill. Well, quite literally for Huppe and for McCullough this game, it has been an extended layup drill. That's all they're shooting.
You're absolutely right. St. James getting the turnover. Jim Jetto inbounding the ball if he can. Finally gets it in. Here comes the Thunder. Picked off, though, by Josh Yakovitz of the Bears.
Whoa.
Behind the back, puts it up off the glass.
That had to go in.
Did not fall, but he does get fouled.
You had the dribble through the legs at half court. You had the switch behind the back at the block.
Flashy.
That had to fall.
Let's check it out again.
The steal, you had everything. Had the bad camera work by Corey Smith.
Even that? That's even worse, Corey, if you shoot Mick in the face.
That'd be really bad camera work.
At the line, Josh Yakovitz for the Bears. That is the fourth foul by River Scott, one of their starters, the junior guard for the Thunder. So he must have about all the team's fouls because they haven't fouled that much, St. James. Here they come. Back the other way, Jim Jetto in the corner, double team, gets it away. On the wing, there's Mike Huppe for three.
Wow.
And it falls. Picking up his total.
Picking up where they left off. St. James shot 67% in the first half as a team.
Devin Spencer a little short on that shot. Mike Huppe trying to pull it down. And we have a jump ball. Possession arrow back to St. James.
Chrisman, meanwhile, shot 38%. And it wasn't really the shots not following, it was where on the floor these teams were taking.
Here comes the Thunder. Frankie Zitnik bringing across half court.
Isn't that a country song? Here
if
comes
not,
the
it
Thunder.
should be.
It needs to be. It might be 5 country songs. Oh!
Yakovitz over to Devin Spencer off the glass. It's good.
Yakovitz is all about the style of points, but just get back.
Jim Jetto, though, as you would say, cherry picking. Gets it off the glass. 2 more for the Thunder. Yakovitz back. You're right, Mick. You can't really talk. Here comes Devin Spencer. Won't fall. Back to the Thunder. Mike Huppe saves it from going out of bounds inside to McCullough. Devin Spencer blocks it, though. Back to McCullough, though. Spencer falls down. McCullough, 2 more for him.
McCullough might be having the worst shooting night of his life tonight, but we wouldn't know. It might have been in the works for him to just go 0 for 20 from the floor, but it didn't matter because all he's hitting is baby bunnies and layups.
Off the glass, most of them. Here comes McCullough up ahead to Huppe. 3 if it's good, and it is. Huppe is on fire.
His third three-pointer. He's got 25 already. McCullough's got 27. An entire half to play.
And they've extended the lead to the 21-point mark. The Bears hoping someone gets hot soon. Maybe Mr. Smiley there. Doesn't fall. It looks like it is foul on Clint McCullough.
Foul Thunder number 41, Clint McCullough, second personal foul.
That's only his second foul, though, so not a big problem yet for him.
Zach Dyer, number 12, Nick Richardson. Number 4, Michael Hoff, number 25, Gordon Warner, and number 10, Juan Fidel.
Avila University starting to fill up here.
This obviously a big game, but also coming up Raytown and St. Thomas Aquinas. That should be a great game to end tonight's session. There's 2 points for the William Chrisman Bears. Thunder bringing it up here. Steal by the Bears. That is Nick Richardson, puts it up, and it is good. That's how they do it. Steal fast, go back and score fast.
That's their plan. Piggyback possessions, turn points into more points, and quickly cut into leads.
Shot is up and in by Brock Borovitz. Here come the Bears, quickly down. Vidal inside, but his man fell down, so steal by the Thunder up ahead to McCullough. He drives. Is that going to be a charge? No, it is a foul on the floor, and that foul is called on Jordan Warner.
Foul on the Bears, number 25, Jordan Warner, his third personal foul.
McCullough's on pace to finish with 40 tonight. Same for Mike Huppe.
44, Sam Keith.
And a lot of it is a product of the system and the style of play tonight, but these two are players. Mark Huppe has got himself a nice little inside-out game with the son and with the sophomore McCullough.
McCullough getting the inbound pass, takes it up and in. It is good, but he is called for the charge, so wipe that away.
Good move there by McCullough, though. Gets to the rim. Very athletic, 6'6". Can run the floor, we've seen. You kind of get the feeling that if he was forced to, could play on the perimeter.
That shot is short by Nick Richardson. Rebound, Thunder. Leinbach knocks it off a Bears player, so Jim Jetta will be inbounding ball for St. James. He gets it into Zitnik. Gets it across half court. Mick, I know it's William Chrisman's style to play fast, but I mean, obviously St. James can run without the five-man rotations. Another injury now after that bucket. Injured man on the floor. That is Zach Dyer on the floor for William Chrisman. Let's go over to Dave Stewart, though, while we're waiting to see what happens to Mr. Dyer.
Chris, I might be sitting with the most well-behaved, positive parents I've seen at the Hy-Vee Shootout so far. Leslie and Jim McCullough, as in Clint's mom and dad. Let's start with you, Mom. What is it like when you go to a basketball game and you've had a couple of sons, William Jewell, Mid-American Nazarene. Of course, Carolyn played at Kansas State. As a parent, do you just churn inside while trying to be positive on the outside?
Yeah, sometimes it's really hard. So between the two of us, we try to keep each other in line.
Well, you're doing a pretty good job of doing that. And Clint, by my count, is up to 27 points now. 6'6" sophomore, and his head coach says it's his skill set and a great mind that makes him attractive as a sophomore. Do you agree?
I would agree. He's had some great teachers in his time growing up. I mean, I did a little bit when he was younger, and he's worked with Victor Williams a lot on his skill set, and yeah, I think it really shows.
Vanderbilt is here. Brad Frederick, the son of the late Dr. Bob Frederick, the athletic director at KU. Brad Underwood from Kansas State expected to be here as well, watching tonight. How much mail does he have from colleges just dying for him to come to their college in a couple of years?
Well, actually, they can't send them mail at the house except for like questionnaires until they're a little bit older, like the end of their sophomore year, I think. But sometimes things get sent to his high school coach, and so sometimes they have a way of contacting you sort of that way. And so, you know, we'll see him at different events, and you can talk to them. They just can't initiate the contact. So
now, you guys, you've been through this with a daughter and a couple of sons. What are the things that you try to do, and we'll try to help him decide what the best fit when you get to that point? Because anymore, we see 9th and 10th graders committing early, well before their senior year in high school.
Well, first, you got to figure out what you want to do with your life in terms of what you want to study. And then you can start seriously looking at the schools you'd like to go to. Basketball's kind of the gravy to get you where you want to go. And fortunately, Clint's a really good student. And so I think he'll have a lot of choices.
Now, Carolyn, of course, was a great high school player at St. Thomas Aquinas and enjoys success on really good teams at Kansas State. What is she doing now?
She just graduated last Friday from K-State with her master's degree in speech-language pathology, and she and her husband, Gerard, who played football at K-State, are now living in Wichita. He has an engineering job there, and she'll start her job as a speech-language pathologist in January.
Well, you should be proud as parents. You got some great kids. Somebody did a nice job. Maybe it was a team effort between the two of you.
Well, it's definitely a team effort. In fact, grandparents, aunts and uncles, it takes all of us. So yeah, it's been fun though. We enjoy it.
It's definitely mom. It's definitely.
Good answer, Dad. Jim and Leslie McCullough. Chris, Mick, back to you.
Thank you, Dave. It's always the mom. That's why Mick's kids are so good. A couple of pleasant people over there, and they have a couple of sons still coming up through the ranks. So I'm sure we'll be hearing the McCullough name for even more years to come.
Another bloody nose, Chris.
Another nose taken out by the St. James Thunder team. That was Zach Dyer on the floor for a few minutes there. Coming up, not quite as gruesome looking as Carter Martin.
Woozy as well.
But he hasn't. I don't see any noticeable lump yet, so I don't think it's as bad. Carter Martin's got him beat there. Juan Vidal for the Bears. Three-pointer is good. Cuts the lead to 18. Here comes the Thunder, and there's Mr. Huppe down by the basket, up and in. Two more for Huppe.
I mean, there's playing man-to-man. You look at Huppe just laughing. There's playing man-to-man full-court pressure defense, and then there's just, letting guys behind you and not being cognizant of where they are on the floor. And there's too many breakdowns defensively for Chrisman tonight to be in this game.
Nick Richardson with the shot, no good. Here comes the Thunder. Huppe again. Dishes over to Sam Keith. Does not fall. Here comes the Bears, Michael Hobbs. And there's a turnover. St. James coming back the other way. Jim Jetto in the paint, but he traveled, so turnovers quickly coming for both sides now. And Mick, I don't want you to talk too much about this, but Clint McCullough, of course, getting some training by Victor Williams. He's getting some help.
Yes.
The former Cowboy. I know you like to talk about him a lot.
Former Cowboy, former Illinois State Redbird. Of course, he graduated from Oklahoma State, coached by the legendary Eddie Sutton. Some big shots for Oklahoma State in Stillwater. Came back to Kansas City, runs his Kansas City Cowboys program. Has a number of quality athletes playing under him on his teams in all ages. And a guy played D1 level like Victor Williams, a smart guy as well. Certainly had some fine teaching. You take advantage of that.
Victor Williams also with coaching the KC Cowboys that just clean house on our Metro Sports youth teams.
Yes, they do.
It's going to be a timeout by St. James now.
I would love to see Vic trying to show Clinton how to post up. Only about a, 12, 13-inch difference there in size. Maybe not that much, but that would be.
He's been around some good big men, though,
yes.
so maybe show him some post moves.
I'm sure he can pass on some sort of footwork, some sort of post move, some sort of knowledge in how to get it done down low. But no, Vic, a good teacher, Clinton, a good player. It's worked out.
Coach Huppe shedding the light blue sweater vest, going just with the suit jacket now. Maybe he's a little hot, little excited about his daughter getting the ring over at the steakhouse.
Maybe talks about his other son, one of his other sons, Mark Huppe Jr., played at UMKC, played at St. Thomas Aquinas, one of the Dorina Award finalists when he was in high school. He's on this staff now for St. James. Got the family coaching bug.
The Huppes do know how to take a lot of shots, but they make most of them, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. They're Huppes for days, and another good one here for St. James. Mike Huppe.
Just the pickup games you could have with the Huppe and McCullough families alone.
Yes.
Well, that's like 20 people. Jim Jetto inbounding to Sam Keith. Here comes the pressure by the Bears. Gets it across. Mike Huppe with the ball. Thought about it. Down low to Leinbach. And there's a steal by Andre Smiley. Here come the Bears again. Andre keeps it, banks it. I think I heard him call it, and that's good.
Yeah, I heard it as well.
Pressure being ratcheted up by the Bears. Nice pass by Josh Yakovitz. Antoine Jones with the 2 points. And suddenly it's a 14-point game.
It's that new unit back in there, fresh 5. Creating a couple turnovers, trying to get Chrisman back in this game. You know, we talked about the defensive breakdowns and the press breakdowns for William Chrisman, but credit St. James for coming in prepared against a style that they flat out haven't seen all year, won't see for the rest of the season. A very unique style of play, and it looks like they play in a league full of teams that run the system.
Line change by the Bears. As I'm looking over at the Bears now. Now Zach Dyer does have his nose patched up, so I don't know. It's a horse race. It's a horse race between Dyer and Carter Martin. Here comes the Thunder. Down low to Leinbach. He takes it, banks it, and it's good. Come the Bears again, as we said, fresh 5 one more time. Michael Hobbs out to Vidal. Another 3 for Juan Vidal.
About still on pace for a century mark here, Chris.
I think so. 2 more for Stephen Leinbach.
Yep.
So here come the Bears one more time. Hobbs bringing the ball up one more time.
You know, our keys to the game, one of them for St. James beforehand was running smart. You know, not being afraid to get in the transition game, but also not being afraid to use your heads in it. And I think they have done that to a T tonight.
They're definitely controlling the transition game, which is one of their keys to the game as well. So,
I mean, they're running the floor, they're getting open looks, but they're also finishing. They're executing. And we saw right there with Leinbach, didn't get too sped up. He had a defender on his hip, little pump fake. Guy flies by, easy power dribble layup, and another 2 points.
Avila University's still filling up. Catching the second half of this game, waiting for the Raytown Blue Jays taking on St. Thomas Aquinas Saints coming up in our nightcap here. Here comes the Thunder again. Huppe takes it himself, two-handed off the glass. 2 more for Mike Huppe.
Just a smart decision there. I realize it kind of looks like a circus shot, but Huppe wisely took it back to the center of the floor. Saw the angle, took it down the lane, and was fortunate enough to get the layup to fall. I mean, at this point, you're Huppe and you have 30 points already. Almost everything you throw up's going in.
You're absolutely right. Josh Yakovitz drawing the foul. Mike Huppe getting just his first foul of the game. Inbounding to Devin Spencer. Shot is short, goes out of bounds. Looks like it's St. James ball. Jim Jetto looking deep, football pass from Mike Huppe. And Huppe thought he might deflect it, but final second, Devin Spencer throws it up short. So, yeah, we're still on pace for 100. 75-58, St. James ahead of William Chrisman. 4th quarter action coming up from the Hy-Vee Shootout at Avila University. Next on Metro Sports.
Energy drink, Papa John's Pizza, Midwest Dairy, and of course your friends at Hy-Vee.
Welcome back to Avila Hy-Vee Shootout. St. James up 75-58 as we head into the 4th quarter. Now we send it over to Dave Stewart, who has our Sonic fans of the game. Dave.
All right, it's not just good, it's Sonic good. We try to give the Sonic card to Austin. Look at this sad story. Look at this sad, sad story. Look at that cast. But you know what? He's a team player, and so we wanted to give it to somebody that he really, really likes. And you're the lucky man. Do you have that late night attack where you just need to go get some ice cream, get a burger, get something to eat tonight?
Yeah.
Is that going to work out for you?
Yes.
All right, now tell me about school right now. You got finals this week. A lot of the kids in school do.
Good. Good. Just studying.
Studying?
Basketball and studying.
In that order, or would school be first and then basketball? You see, it's student athlete. That's the way that thing works.
Yeah.
All right. Good luck to Raytown. The game coming up here a little bit later than scheduled, but good luck to your team and enjoy the Sonic card. Chris and Mick, you know, sometimes guys are just overwhelmed. They're almost left speechless when they get that Sonic card. Spend it wisely, $10. There you go.
Thanks.
Thank you, Dave. It's not just good, it is Sonic good. And Mick, you would think a man with that kind of hat, the Cousin Eddie flap hat, would have a pretty big-time charismatic personality.
But
like,
back it up with some sort of trash talk, some sort of junk being said. No, I understand. Doesn't always happen that way.
Not always the case. Andre Smiley pulls up with the jumper for the Bears. No good. Rebound, Josh Yakovitz. Devin Spencer now in the corner. Chrisman working it around. Long shot by Yakovitz, no good. Another rebound by the Bears, Antoine Jones. Rebound now by Mike Huppe of the Thunder. Again, weird to see set plays, Mick, because it's just been transition games left and right.
Half-court offense. You know, we're not going to put up with it for too long, okay? Not too many possessions of this.
Huppe over to McCullough.
Talked about the keys before, and Chrisman, one of their keys going into this this game was get into the bench of St. James. They've done so, but as we heard at halftime from Mark Huppe, thinks this guy's conditioning-wise, physically can handle it.
It was saved by Josh Yakovitz. Adam Woods with the layup. 15-point game. Steal by the Bears. Andre Smiley pulls up. Hits the three-pointer. So again, just a 12-point game. But here comes Mike Huppe and the Thunder. Mike Huppe all alone. Up and in.
It's been the story all night long. Chrisman can get a shot to fall immediately. Huppe
releasing.
I don't know if Huppe has a rebound all night. When shots go up, he's heading the other way. But it's worked.
Here comes McCullough bringing it down himself. Getting his arms pulled down by Josh Yakovitz. And that's a foul, obviously. So going to the line, Mr. McCullough.
St. James looks perfectly comfortable in this style of play. They've played just 9 guys, but so far it hasn't appeared that fatigue has set in whatsoever. After all, you just got 2 guys scoring.
I think they look more than they look more than comfortable. They look ready to start playing this.
They look like they might adopt it as of tomorrow. You're calling an intentional foul there. Send McCullough to a familiar position, looking at the basket while all alone.
Josh Yakovitz with that intentional foul.
Matt Brown, UMKC. Ruse with a couple good performances so far this season. A nice win down in Houston. A few days ago over the weekend, they set a school record, Chris, 38 free throws.
Jeez.
38. Over 100 points scored. And speaking of that point total, we're on pace for that here, obviously. Hundreds never been scored at the Hy-Vee shootout.
Well, did you, when you were scanning that, did you see the highest score?
The highest I found was 86.
Okay.
90 hasn't even been scored. So that's our benchmark here. We're
McCullough with the
for
rebound.
90.
We're looking for 90. McCullough with the rebound over to Huppe by Sam Keith. No good.
He misses.
The Bears coming back. I think he does occasionally. Jordan Warner bringing it up. Bears looking for a shot. And that was Adam Woods throwing it up, no good. Here comes Frankie Zitnik over to Huppe, up and in. There you go, Mick. Back on track, Mr. Huppe.
Thank goodness. It had been, I don't know, 60 seconds.
Michael Hobbs bringing it up for the Bears. Juan Vidal, another 3, but no, doesn't fall, but been hitting him from there today.
It's a great luxury to have a guy 6'6" down there like a McCullough, in that literally 4 guys for St. James just took off running the other end of the court, left McCullough to gather the rebound around 3 white shirts, and then outlet it to a guy at half court.
Absolutely right. The Bears ready for another line change. And inside to McCullough by That was actually River Scott getting it down to McCullough. 2 more for him.
Yeah, Huppe, I think, kind of selling his team a little short, kind of sandbagging a little bit at halftime, talking about how his team doesn't play this style as well as William Chrisman. Well, they look certainly at home playing this way.
2 more for Huppe, making it 85. 4 minutes left, so we'll see if we can get to the triple-digit mark in this game.
Chrisman themselves have scored 85 the last 2 times playing in this Hy-Vee shootout.
Jordan Warner with the tray ball. Timeout called. So 17-point game here with 4:05 remaining in this game. Coming up from the Hy-Vee shootout here from Avila University, live on Metro Sports, the Raytown Blue Jays taking on the St. Thomas Aquinas Saints. Looking forward to that nightcap here on this Thursday night. And of course, games starting at 2:30 on Friday and then all day Saturday, all live on Metro Sports.
All of it live, all girls on Friday, all boys on Saturday.
Of course, the big game we've been talking about on Metro Sports. Perry Ellis coming to town, taking on Columbia Hickman.
Rockbridge.
I'm sorry, Rockbridge. Perry Ellis, just a sophomore, but getting a lot of national looks, of course, including Kansas. And curious to see if Bill Self shows up for that game. I don't know if they'll be in town, but
they play earlier that day. They play Cal that day in the morning, so plenty of time to get over here.
Look at the football pass, but it is foul on Josh Yakovitz, but football pass perfect by Jim Jetto, and going to the line for the Thunder would be River Scott.
Quarterback for St. James. Arms still useful even in December.
I like to call that the sorry, not the Christian Leitner pass, the Grant Hill pass.
Grant Hill pass, yes.
Yes.
Still, St. James showing that ability to get behind the William Chrisman press all game long. Even still in the 4th quarter, getting easy looks.
Andre Smiley for 3. 16-point game now. Here come the Thunder. Linebach over to Jetto.
Very few times tonight has Chrisman made a basket, applied the pressure, picked up a steal, made another basket.
Very true.
What they thrive on, kind of the trio of events.
Nice backdoor pass, Sam Keith to Linebach. 2 more. 89-71 now. Josh Yakovitz bringing it down for the Bears. Andre Smiley just hit a 3. This one no good. Rebound Antoine Jones up, no good. And rebound Jim Jetto, but knocked out of bounds off his foot, so ball goes back to the Bears. Here comes back Clint McCullough for the Thunder. Finish up this game, 3 minutes remaining. Haven't confirmed anybody else, but Vanderbilt and Kansas State definitely here taking a look at Clint McCullough.
Well, they're going to get an eyeful.
They've got an eyeful. Maybe Mike Huppe, you need a point guard. Here comes the Thunder one more time. River Scott bringing it up. Devin Spencer all over.
Defense by the big fella there.
I know. And the rebound by Devin Spencer. Throwing it down court for Yakovitz, but looked like it was tipped off Mike Huppe. Said it was out of bounds Bears, but I think that's going to be reversed, so it is Bears ball.
John Dennison with the athletic moves to get out of the way there. The pirouette on his tiptoes.
The 1 foot stoppage of the ball. Here comes Jim Jetto. Decides to pull up.
I mean, let's hope St. James doesn't play smart basketball here and try to let up and work the clock, because that would not lead us to 100 points.
Not at all.
By my count, though, at this point, 89 points is a record at the Hy-Vee shootout, by my unofficial count.
Where is our official stat guy, Sean Belden?
Sean Belden, I'm sure, can rattle off the top of his head.
Yakovitz with the shot, no good. but a foul is called.
Number 3, Josh
Yakovitz committing the foul after the missed shot.
16 foul.
That is his 5th foul, so Josh Yakovitz out of the game. And that's sort of hurting their bench over there with Carter Martin and Zach Dyer on the bench with painful noses.
Now down to just 10 players, and 10 players for William Chrisman might be like 6 players for any other team. How quickly these guys come in and out.
So just over 2 minutes remaining. Here comes the Thunder. Huppe on the wing. Shocked he didn't take that shot. He was open.
Well, something tells me they're trying to win this basketball game and not get to 100. I'm not for sure why, but for some reason, that's their stated goal.
So it is an official record. Most points scored at the Hy-Vee shootout, now 89 by the St. James team. We'll see how much they can add to it in this last minute 40. Cola top of the key, pulls up.
See how comfortable he is out there on the perimeter, handling the basketball. I'm sure it's what coaches like about him, because it's 6'6". 6'6" at the D1 level, all of a sudden he gets a lot shorter. Not allowed to get to the rim that easily.
Shot by McCullough, no good. Here comes the Bears. Nick Richardson to Juan Vidal. Three-pointer is good. Vidal hitting at least 3 of those today. Another one off the steal.
Smooth stroke. I like what I'm seeing from Vidal all game long.
Nice rebound by Nick Richardson off Vidal. Miss. He puts it up and in. 13-point game, a minute remaining. Frankie Zitnik out to Mike Huppe. 45 seconds remaining. Very physical game this has been. People diving, headbutts, 2 possibly broken noses, and many points scored. 89-76, timeout called. Let's go to our Time Warner Cable turning point of the game, brought to you by, obviously, Time Warner Cable, home of Metro Sports. For the best high school sports coverage in the city, watch Metro Sports.
The play of Mr. Clinton McCullough. Division I prospect, just a sophomore, playing wise beyond his years, and big man's dream tonight. A lot of close-in looks, a lot of lay-ins, a lot of wide open shots, and, well, basically a ton of points.
That is your Time Warner Cable turning point of the game, brought to you by Time Warner Cable, home of Metro Sports. Go to Dave Stewart.
You know what? We didn't have to check with John DeRue on this. We did with Sean Belden, who's been going over the record book. And yeah, that's a boys Hy-Vee shootout record, 89 points, and there's still 38.1 left. So far, Clinton McCullough, 31 points, 18 rebounds. Mike Huppe, 35. And again, the Thunder coming into the game averaging 51 points. Not quite double, but pretty darn close, fellas.
Sean, checking on the record book, tending to an infant. He can multitask.
Sean Belden. Has he been around infants before?
Oh, no.
I didn't think so. Jim Jetto now, and the Thunder working off the final 20
they're not
seconds.
Get to 100, Chris.
Are they going to crack 90?
At least want to see 90.
Mike Huppe has the ball. We might see 90. No. Jim Jetto, 10 seconds remaining in the game, holding on to a 13-point lead. Had a double-digit lead most of the second half. We're not going to see 90, but we don't need to. 89-76, 89 points, the most ever scored at the Hy-Vee shootout. Congratulations to St. James Academy defeating William Chrisman again, 89-76. Clint McCullough and Mike Huppe, by far the 2 leading scorers for that St. James team.
Good luck this year.
More than just scorers, too. You saw these 2 out there. They're leaders on the floor. They're go-to guys in there. Like I said, for a team the size of St. James, to have 2 guys like that, one on the outside, one on the inside, quite the luxury. And it's not gonna be this type of game each and every time out for St. James, but the possibility is there, and tonight they really showed that.
Let's go over to Dave Stewart. He's with the winning coach, Coach Mark Huppe of St. James Academy. Dave?
All right, this is a boys record of the Hy-Vee Shootout, 89 points. 10 years ago, Leavenworth beat Liberty 86-80, but they needed double overtime. You did it in just 32 minutes. You ever played a tempo like that?
We like to create tempo, but that was a little bit faster than we like to play, in all honesty. And my assistant coaches, Coach Thomas, my son Mark, and Coach Dorsey, really run the offense. Then they're totally responsible for any good things that happen. I just kind of stay out of the way.
Well, you might be the best 2-2 team in the Metro. You lost to O'Hara. You lost to Ottawa, the #1 team of the state in that class. How good do you feel about your team after 4 games played?
You know what, we've got a long ways to go, and we're a work in progress, but I do think we've got the players in the program that can really do something special this year. I honestly believe that, and we're a little bit limited because I'm my first year with these guys, and they'll get used to me a little bit more, and I think we'll take another step to the second semester.
Well, good players help. 31-18 for Clinton McCullough, your son with 35, and it's nice to know that there's an 8th grade McCullough who's already 6'6". It's too bad that he likes rockers, however. I just heard that tonight.
He does? Wow, I went to rockers. I like rockers too, but it's not St. James, baby.
Yeah. Thank you, Coach Huppe. Chris, Mick, I just couldn't help poking the stick at the bear after a big win tonight.
Thanks a lot, Dave. It was a big win for Coach Huppe and St. James Academy, winning 89-76. Their first appearance in this Hy-Vee shootout. They're now 1-0, St. James, and they have the most points ever scored in a game, 89-76. Coming up next, the Raytown Blue Jays take on the St. Thomas Aquinas Saints in our nightcap on this Thursday night edition of the 15th annual Hy-Vee Shootout. Leaf Lysick, Mick Schaefer, Brad Porter here for that call. Mick, looking forward to that.
I can't wait for it.
Hy-Vee Shootout returns right after this.